Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing all of you guys the new historic Harwich trails, all about some of the most iconic things in Harwich and some interesting and amazing facts you guys probably didn't even know about Harwich. And if you like my videos, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button, maybe leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. It helps me produce better videos for you guys and it's completely free. And on that note, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first part of the trail is all about the home of the Mayflower. Now, a fun fact, Queen Elizabeth I actually said this town was a pretty town. And by the time Elizabeth I had came to the throne in 1558, Harwich was a massively thriving seaport for both military and commercial use. Edward III had actually recognised the strategic importance of the town and fortified it against an invasion. And Henry had actually visited the town in his flagship, the Mary Rose, which is just some of the interesting facts that you can find on this board. And honestly, it is amazing to think that some of the greatest royal family have been to Harwich and said how amazing the town is. Before I show you the second part of the trail, I just want to let you guys know that this whole trail is available also for disabled people, because I know due to some disabilities it is harder for some people to do certain things, but with this trail it is completely disability friendly. Now, number 2 on this board is all about Christopher Newport, right by this amazing church. In 1561, when Christopher Newport was being baptised in St Nicholas Church, there was no indication of the frame that lay ahead. Born into a ship-owning family with a strong maritime history, it was inevitable that Christopher would follow in their footsteps. And by 1587, he had left Harwich and set up a house at Tower Hill, London, close to the docks, and appeared to have been drawn to the new lands across the Atlantic Ocean. Here is a quick fun fact for you. William Shakespeare inspired by Christopher Newport. Yes, you heard me correctly. Newport's vessel, Sea Venture, set sail for Jamestown in July of 1609, but in a storm appeared to vanish from the following fleet. For months nothing was heard. They had been shipwrecked off Bermuda, finally making their way to Virginia and not arriving until May 1610. The adventure reported in the Bermuda pamphlets inspired William Shakespeare to write The Tempest, a play accurately reflecting many of the situations experienced by the sea adventure party. Now on to the third part of the trail, all about the history of St Nicholas Church. The architect was M.G. Thompson of Dedham, and the budget was set at 20 grand, with the money being raised by subscription and local rates. The new church was to feature a tower with 8 bells and include monuments salvaged from the old church. Dr. Housley, Bishop of London, consecrated the building in 1822, and his coat of arms, together with those of the borough of Harwich, feature in the interior. Now on to board 4, my favourite out of all of them, all about the Mayflower crew. According to author Charles Banks, the officers and crew of the Mayflower consisted of a captain, 4 mates, 4 quartermasters, a surgeon, a carpenter, a cooper, a cook, gunners, and about 36 men before the mast, a total of 50. Of these, only a handful can be identified from historical records. A quick thing to look out for whilst you're doing your trail could be the Electric Palace. It is one of the earliest purpose-built cinemas still operating, opened 29th of November 1911. The East Anglian showman Charles Thurston closed on the 3rd of November 1956, and it is now restored and reopened by Harwich Electric Palace Trust 29th of November 1981, and hopefully it should reopen very soon. Now, board 5 is all about John Oldham. John Oldham came from the Oldham family of Harwich and was a cousin by marriage of Christopher Jones. Understanding the importance of the task, Christopher Jones had sent John Oldham to Southampton, the designated rendezvous point, with the Speedwell to purchase and store all food and drink necessary for both the crew and passengers to cover their entire voyage. Board 6 is all about shipbuilding in Harwich. As soon as Harwich became established as a seaport, people started to build ships here, and the size of the ships increased and increased, so the facilities had to expand. The first name we can link back to the shipbuilding at Harwich is Peter Pett, the founding father of the famous Pett dynasty master shipwrights. Peter Pett died in 1554, but his son Peter would go on to fame and fortune, building ships for the Royal Navy at Deptford. On board 7, you can find everything you need to know about the Mayflower and its US connections, and it talks a lot about the 66 perilous days crossing the Atlantic before the Mayflower sighted modern-day Cape Cod on the 9th of November 1620, after they now anchored at Providence Town on November 11th. And lastly, we are on board 8, and this board tells you everything you need to know about Christopher Jones. And this board, I can promise you now, tells you so much about Christopher Jones. But anything this board has missed, I probably and most likely talked about myself in my video all about Christopher Jones and the Mayflower 400. And if you haven't seen that video, I definitely think you should go and check that video out. I'll link it in the description below so you guys can go check it out. Okay guys, so we have come to the end of our little trip around Harwich, looking at these amazing boards. Now, if you guys are going to go check these out yourself, I can definitely say to you now, if you're looking at these boards in detail, this whole thing would probably take you around 20 to 25, possibly even 30 minutes if you were taking in all the views, all the scenery, and looking at everything on the board. But if you're just rushing through from board to board, kind of speeding it, you might get this done in about 10 minutes. But honestly, come down on a sunny day to Harwich, come look at these boards, they're absolutely amazing. One of the best things in Harwich right now is learning the history of it, and especially now that the world has almost come to a halt because of coronavirus, this is the best time to come and check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. As I said at the beginning, please go and subscribe, it means the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and on that note, we'll be off. See you next time.